Hello, Ty Engmeyer here. We're talking about first-time home buyers. Um, if you're a first-time home buyer, it can be a pretty daunting process getting ready to start purchasing your first home, or even if you haven't purchased a home in quite a while and you're looking to get back out there. You've rented for a while. It can be a pretty big daunting kind of thing to look at with all the houses on the market and where you want to live, how you're going to get the money in order to pay for the house, down payments, interest rates, mortgage insurance, inspections, appraisals. It's a big, long kind of process. So ultimately, my job, if you're a first-time home buyer, is to help navigate you through the process. I've done, several transactions where we've worked with first-time home buyers, and you guys just don't know exactly what to expect or how much money things are going to cost, or the order of which to do things. And it's definitely where my expertise comes in. But I'll give you a little bit of a primer here. The first thing you want to do is you want to go out and you want to get yourself pre-qualified with a good, reputable lender. I've seen more times than not where somebody just starts working with, Joe Schmo that they call off the radio or whatever it is, and these people may or may not have your best interests in mind. I have a pretty good database of reputable people that I can refer you to, and people that I know do a good job because they've done a good job in the past. So the first thing you want to do is get that pre-qualification. Now, there's a step further in that if a lot of this as a first-time home buyer is just knowing which questions to ask, right? So let you in on a little one here. If you ask for a pre-approval rather than a pre-qualification, the difference between the two is a pre-approval is where they actually gather most of the loan documents up front. They see your W-2s, their your taxes, your any kind of income statements, that kind of stuff, and they gather all that information at the front end and make sure that you really have the ability to qualify and go get that loan. Lending has changed a lot, in the last 10 or 15 years. So, taking advice from your parents, it's possible it's changed, and it's definitely changed since they bought their first home. Interest rates are different. The loan process is different. The qualification processes are different. The debt to income ratios change. All those kind of things. So, you really need to talk to a good, reputable lender and make sure that you can qualify for the loan that you expect to. From there, obviously going out and taking a look at homes, and most people are going to start that search online. Probably the best two in the Colorado area are to search coloproperty.com. That's COLO property.com, and the other one is recolorado.com. Now, neither of those are run by me. I'm not the foremost person on property listings. Those two websites are actually run by the MLS, so they have the most accurate data located on them. You start going to Zillow or Trulia or some other third-party website somewhere, and those listings can be outdated data. I've had hundreds of phone calls where people have called me and said, "Hey, what about this listing that I see online? It says it's a foreclosure. And I looked that listing up and it's been sold for 6 months. So what good does that do you as a buyer to waste your time on those properties that aren't even really for sale?" So those are the two best websites to go start searching. From there, after you find a few homes, go drive by them, see if the neighborhood's, what you expect, what you don't expect. And from there, I'm obviously going to tell you to give me a call. Sorry for that plug, but after you find a house that you think works, we go take a look at it. We go out and we actually view the home. We set up 2 or 3, or there'll be a point when you're probably just waiting for homes to come on the market. So you do that look. After you find the home, we write a contract on it. And at that point, most sellers are going to want to see a pre-qualification letter or a pre-approval letter in hand. So that's another reason to go get that right out of the gate before you even start, because you're going to need that once you find that perfect home. I've seen a lot of times where people get hung up on waiting for that letter. and they miss out on properties. So because they've seen the home, and so have 15 other people, and those 15 other people were prepared. So they missed out on properties that way. So from there, you get the property under contract. Hopefully, we negotiate it, and that's one of my other major jobs, is to help you through the negotiation process. I've done a lot of negotiating in a lot of different real estate transactions, and I know a lot of pitfalls and issues that can arise. So, that's one of my, that's one of the things I'm really getting paid for, is to help you through that negotiation process. From there, assuming you get it under contract, you want to do an inspection. Colorado does not have a licensed home inspector, so to speak. So you need to be hiring somebody that's reputable. Again, that's somebody that I can refer you to that has done good work in the past, and I've got several names of individuals for that. You do that inspection. That inspection, depending on the size of the property, is going to cost money. The only two people that get paid prior to the closing of the transaction are the inspector and the appraiser. And we're spending your money at that point. So you're writing a check for that appraisal. So you're going to, you want to make sure that it's a good property where you want to be before you spend that money. You get the inspection done, assuming we get that stuff negotiated or worked out, whatever it is, then you order the appraisal. And I should note, the inspection will cost somewhere between $250 to $350. An appraisal will cost, depending on the type, between $350 and $450. May start creeping upwards of $500 if you get larger properties, that kind of thing. But those are checks that you're going to have to write right out of the gate. So from there, it appraises. We get through those issues. We got to make sure that you qualify for the loan. Hopefully, we've already done most of that at the front end. But part of that qualification for the loan is to take a look at that appraisal and make sure it actually appraises for the amount that you're expecting to get a loan on. So there's a lot of things that have to fall into place. From there, you're basically marching to closing. After you get the appraisal done and loan conditions done, you're going in and you're closing on the house, and you can purchase the property from there. Now, depending on the loan type, loan program, which I'll talk about that more in a different video, but you can look anywhere between 25 to 45, maybe even 60 days from start to finish, from the moment you write the contract to the moment of sale. So that's kind of the 7-minute primer. Hopefully that gives you a little better knowledge than what you had before. And again, once you're ready to start searching for property, or even beforehand, give me a ring and I can start pointing you in the right direction. So knowledge is power, ultimately, in this business. The more you know, the better deal you get. The more you know, the quicker things happen, and the less stress that you'll have. So my job is an educator for the most part. So there you go. Give me a call and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.